Well, I've always liked to compete in that faculty game between the junior high and the high school to raise a little money. Got hyped by the local newspaper. Small mountain community. A whole lot going on, I suppose. So they gave us some pretty good coverage. First time that it was being hyped a little bit, they showed a picture of two teachers who will do battle. Thursday the 17th, they're shown above in a game against the teachers from the two schools playing against Idaho Springs. Jerry Rose left will play for the junior high, while John Beck will start as center for the senior high squad. And I'd written on there that Jerry's 5'8", Mr. Beck 6'7". A little height advantage there. Well, then a little later, the next week I guess, Evergreen Pro teams meet January the 17th. The members of two highly professional basketball teams will meet at the Evergreen Junior High Gym Thursday, January 17, 8 p.m. The two teams are the Flabby 5, faculty members of the Evergreen Senior High, and the fearful, hot-shooting Wildcats, members of the Evergreen Junior High School. Stars of the Flabs will include Hooker Castor, Sly Eye Clapworthy, Shorty Bigfoot Beck, and Speedy Gonzalez Painter. Stellar members of the Wildcats will be Sweetie Difford, Muscles Ossie, Slippery Riggs, Fingers Henley, Long John Rose, Tiny Younger, and Smoothie Reese. Townspeople are urged to attend what promises to be a wild game. 50 cents for adults, 25 for students. Preliminary game to be between 7th and 8th grade teams at 7 o'clock. Well, you kind of got to guess that might have been written and submitted to the paper by the junior high staff. Well, I can't find it right now, but there was another newspaper article submitted in the intervening week by the senior high, and they let the public know that that first one was written by the junior high, and they said they had been erroneously and maliciously labeled the Flabby 5 when indeed they were the superior team. Well, the game was played on January the 24th, and the Faculty 5 School fans with pro show. Thursday night's fun-filled evening provided by the faculties of Evergreen Junior and Senior High Schools ended with the unofficial score of 62-60 in favor of the senior high squad. The truth of the matter is they did beat us by a few points anyway. The two teams played surprisingly good ball and combined it with enough roughhousing and clowning to delight everyone. The little guys, Earl Painter and Jerry Rose, played the roles of floor general for their teams with bounce and finesse. The two are football coaches for the senior and junior high respectively, and threw an occasional block to prove it. Undisputed rebounder for the evening was tall man John Beck, who spends his days teaching typing at the senior high. Beck was playing his first game before an audience, but overcame any stage fright he may have had to turn in a performance that would make many college coaches' eyes light up. Incidentally, John told me after the game, he said, I nearly cried. He said, I have never played in a game where the people were cheering and taking sides, and it was exciting. He said, I felt like a real star. He was. He was the big man on the court. Jim Henley and Phil Castor were the hot shots of the game. Although no one kept an official tally on them, the number of times they made the net swish accounted for much of the score. Dean Riggs, junior high principal, and Bob Stapp, senior high assistant principal, grinned fiendishly as they displayed a few football tactics throughout the evening. Stapp applied some shoulder blocks to gain position under the boards that were quicker than the referee's eyes, while Riggs took on John Beck out in the open. More than 20 men played during the evening, and all deserve mention if space allowed. Pre-game laughs were supplied by Jim Henley on his stilts, and the lady faculty members from the junior high who cheered their fellow teachers complete with pom-poms and wildcat masks. Ike Lamon served as master of ceremonies, garbed in a white tie, tail, sneakers, and a bushy white wig. The finale was produced by members of the Cubs basketball team who acted as score and timekeepers. The decidedly partisan group manipulated the score and the clock until the score was tied. At this point, members of both teams took to the floor, accompanied by the betailed Lamon, to join in the melee. When the winning score was deposited by the senior group, the buzzer sounded, ending the rivalry for another year and ending the entertaining evening for more than 500. Proceeds, $153.67, will be used to aid the athletic programs of the two schools. I don't think I ever played in the game that I had more fun. I think I mentioned somewhere else that Bob Stapp was where I didn't want him to be for our offense to work, and that I had moved him out. And he had laughed and said, "So you want to play like that?" And the next time that we were coming down the court, I found myself clear off the court. And I didn't remember being lifted, hit, or anything. And I said, "How did you do that?" And he said, "I didn't play as a starting guard for the University of Colorado when we won the Orange Bowl for nothing." It was a great deal of fun for all.